Hello, welcome to my bedroom. I'm James Brains with the Brains Report, and today we're going to review the Personal Comfort Rejuvenate Mattress. This is a really cool mattress. It's an adjustable air mattress, which means that you can adjust the firmness with just the press of a button, or you can do it on a smart telephone application. Um, this mattress is pretty pricey. Adjustable air mattresses in general are expensive. This is $3,700 currently. The regular price is $4,700, but it's marked down quite often, and that's for the queen. They have a bunch of different sizes, but we're queen's the most popular size, so that's what we're going to focus on. So with adjustable air, this is like probably the fifth or sixth adjustable air mattress I've tested. I've tested well over 100 mattresses in total, not to brag. But this is the only one that I had to kind of assemble myself. You may be familiar with Sleep Number. They're probably the biggest name in the adjustable air space. But yeah, this one comes in a box like vacuum sealed, like a lot of other mattresses, like the Caspers out there. And you set it up yourself, and it was pretty seamless. I had the mattress itself up and ready in 5 minutes. I suggest getting someone to help you though, because I'm kind of buff, and so it's easier for me. And yeah, and then you attach this cool thing on the air pump, which I'm going to try to grab while continuing to talk to you. Once you attach the air pump, and it comes with instructions, you don't need to memorize everything I'm telling you. Gee. I'm gonna. It's kind of smallish. I'm sorry that I didn't prepare this better, but you can see here it goes right under the mattress, and these tubes attached to the back over there, and then you plug it in there. Very easy. Like, there's really nothing more than that. And that didn't take long. And then you can attach it to or connect it to your application, the Personal Comfort application. And I ran into issues with that because I was like messing around with the control. This is what the control looks like, and you can control both sides. It does come with two controls, so if you and your bed buddy want to have separate controls to mess with each other, you can. But yeah, it comes with this, and so I was messing with this while also messing with the app, and it kind of superseded the app, and it kind of made things more difficult. So I'd say go with one or the other. I found this works great. For the initial setup, you might want to use the Comfort Assistant, which kind of takes your weight and your height and kind of gives you a good jumping off point for what firmness to try. And then it's a lot of trial and error just based on your personal preferences. I mostly kept it around 19 or 21, which is softer than usual. There are 45 firmness options to choose from. I didn't try all of them though, so who knows, maybe 43 is better for me. Check back in to find out. So the materials, this has a phase change material cover, which is supposed to help with cooling. It also has 3 inches of copper gel infused foam, another thing that's supposed to help with cooling. And we'll get into cooling more later on. And then it's got the air chambers in there. Very comfortable, very good pressure relief. I did have some soreness while testing this, but it was because I pushed myself too much in my regular life off of the bed. And I found like after a good night's sleep on this though, my back would feel a lot better. I had an average sleep score of 63 out of 100 as measured by my Garmin, which may not sound that great, but my average over the years is 60, so it was better than average. Another thing I really like about this is the impressive motion isolation. Here, let me show you how I test that. So I use this to measure approximately 12 inches from the side. So that puts the bowling ball here, and then 12 inches from there, I put a can of adult beer. And then over there, about 12 inches from that side, I'll put my phone with a vibrometer on it. Unfortunately, my phone is being used to film right now, so I can't show you that, but I can show you how the bowling ball test works. Pick it up over my head and drop. And I do it a few times, take a few measurements, see until I get like a consistent result. As you can see, it barely fails the bowling ball test, but it is a failure. The vibrometer readings were lower than average. So overall, I'd say this has pretty good motion isolation. I also found that in my subjective experience, I couldn't feel when, I don't know, a cat might jump on the bed while I'm like trying to chillax. Like it left me undisturbed, and cats tend to just sneak in and cause problems when you're trying to sleep. And fortunately, it's easier to avoid with this mattress. Mentioned the great pressure relief. Let's get into some of the cons of this. One big one is the poor edge support. I measure that by sitting on the side, and I'll show you. The camera person's going to come over here. Kind of measure about where we start at, around 25. Then I sit down and take a measurement of roughly where my butt comes in contact, and it's about 20.5. So it sinks about 4.5 inches. The average is about 3.5 inches. So this sinks a lot more, less edge support. Another test I do is I lay on the side and see how far I can roll before I fall off. And as you could see, I didn't get that far, and I did feel like I was going to fall off the whole time. So kind of poorish edge support, but you can kind of counteract that by getting a bigger mattress than you expected. That's if you're sharing a bed with someone. If you're sleeping in one by yourself, you have no one to like push you to the edges, and yeah, you'll be fine. Another thing I didn't like was I found the bed stayed pretty close to average on how cool it stays, but the heat didn't dissipate very quickly once I got up from it. I measure this by sleeping on the mattress. I take a reading of the temperature of the mattress before I go to bed at night, and then I spend the night sleeping on it. And then as soon as I wake up, I'm like, pew! And I take another temperature reading, quickly write it down. Well, usually I have a pen here on this piece of paper, and I write down the temperature, check my watch, wait 2 minutes, take another reading. And then I compare those numbers to see how, I do this several nights, several mornings. I do this several times and average it across all the times. And based on that, I can see how hot it gets at night and how quickly it cools. And this one didn't cool that quickly once I got up, but it stayed like about average. So overall, I was kind of underwhelmed with how it did, especially with the fancy materials it has. Phase change materials supposed to be like the cream of the crop. I talked to a textiles expert, and he said that was the best for staying cool, and yeah, didn't seem to work with this. Lastly, the last con is the noise. When you change the firmness, I don't know if you're going to be able to catch it on here, but you hear some sounds of it adjusting. You should be able to hear that. Now, I don't know what was going on, but for some reason it was doing that in the middle of the night without me pressing anything. Um, I have cats, like I said, and it's quite possible a cat hit something and that's what woke me up. I don't know, but it makes more noise than a typical bed because of the pump. But still, I take adjustable air over anything else, honestly. So overall, I'd say this is the perfect, or I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I say it's a great mattress for all sleep styles because you can adjust the firmness. I'd say it's also great for couples since you can have different firmness on each side of the mattress. And I'd also say it's good for perhaps cold sleepers. I don't know if it's the best for hot sleepers. Hot sleepers may want to have something else keeping them cool. But at this price point, I think this is the best mattress you can get. But yeah, if you do decide to try it, you get a 120 night sleep trial risk-free. So you get a full refund if you decide you don't like the mattress within the 120 nights. If you decide you like it, it's got a 20-year warranty. The first 5 years is a full replacement warranty, and the years 6 through 20 is like a prorated like refund or something like that. I didn't read the specifics, but it is prorated after the 5th year. So overall, I give this a 67 out of 100, which may not sound like much, but I want to add that the highest score I've given so far is 76 out of 100. That's for the Sleep Number Climate 360, which is my favorite mattress of all time. I absolutely love it. My wife and camera person, Erin, sleeps on it nonstop because she doesn't have to test mattresses. And but that costs about $10,000 for a queen, so it's about 3 times the price of this. If you can afford it, go for it. If not, if you're looking for something more affordable, I'd say either the Tempur-Pedic Cloud mattress. I absolutely love that. The foam just automatically like forms to your body and touches your curves in all the right spaces and places. And another option that I think is solid is the Lisa Sapira Hybrid. And that's it does a great job of staying cool, great for couples, great pressure relief, great for back pain. Yeah, I think I covered everything. I'll put links to everything in the notes below. If I forgot to cover something, please comment and let me know. I'm not perfect. And what else? Please subscribe if you want to help support us. In the meantime, good night. Me.